What's up, fam? More Cowbell, the Mississippi State podcast presented by SEC Country. I am Brandon Walker. What a day we've got planned for you today. It's just a momentous occasion in the history of Mississippi State University. It's a momentous occasion in the history of Brandon Walker, in the history of the show, and I would venture to say in the history of humankind. I think back the last century or so. I think of curing polio. I think of I don't know, what were some big events in human history. I would think the starting of More Cowbell on March 27, 2017 is right up there among the top 5 to 10 human accomplishments in the history of our species. So here we are, More Cowbell, March 27, 2018, 1 year, and somehow they keep paying me for this. Whatever. I don't know how. I had to adjust the mic. No, I don't know either. We have some birthday messages from some people later in the show. Right now, let's see who all we've got here. Happy birthday to the show, says Lusky L. Green. Jessica Elm Bosley says happy anniversary. Grace Thacker Good says happy birthday for me. Now, wait, hold on. It's not my birthday. We'll have a separate celebration for that later, although my birthday's on a Friday this year, so we might have to have a Friday show just so I can get all the attention. Because as we know on More Cowbell, it's all about me, right? Do we know that, Terp? Terp, it's all about me?
What?
It's all about me.
Yeah, always.
Yes, thank you. Derek Myers says his being born on January 1st, 1987 was one of the biggest moments of mankind. You're very young. Hello, Mark West. Hello, Titus Young. Thank you very much. Ryan McMichael checking in from Edwardsville, Illinois. Ryan McMichael, you move around a lot. I'd like to point out my tie. Real quick. It's very subtle. Very good-looking tie. It's a maroon tie.
Is that a new one?
It's off-center. Yes, it is a new one. And you know where I got it? I got it at Maroon and Company. MaroonandCo.com. Huh?
Like that hat?
Like the hat. Like the shirt I wore. Like the other tie I'm going to wear tomorrow. It's the place to go to get Mississippi State gear. I'm a little off-center here. I'm good. Today we're going to talk about football. We're going to talk about basketball. We're going to talk about a little bit more basketball. And then we'll talk what will we talk about? We'll talk about football. We'll have a 2-minute drill that we didn't have yesterday. We'll talk about what is happening right now. Where is my Land Shark? Where is my rundown? If I'm running late and I don't have the right things pulled up on my computer, you're supposed to come pull the things up on my computer that I'm supposed to look at. This is ridiculous. What is happening right now? Oh, this is good TV is what this is. I got it. We'll talk about offense or defense. Will 2018 Mississippi State football be known as an offensive team or a defensive team? I don't know the answer to that question, but I feel like in any other year, the offense would be good enough to be an offensive team. The defense would be good enough. What I'm basically saying is we're good on both. We're going to be good on both. Mississippi State in the NIT tonight playing Penn State. Excited about that. Mississippi State in the women's Final Four. All number 1 seeds going to the Final Four for the 4th time in history. I don't know if that's good or bad for Mississippi State. I know UConn's going to be there. I know Notre Dame's going to be there. Louisville. State can get by Louisville. I really hope we play Notre Dame. But if we don't, I'm okay with that too. We'll have a couple of happy birthday messages, and then we'll have the 2-minute drill at the end of the show. Let's see who else we got here. Kenny Manning is here in Tupelo. Derek Myers is here. Buster Bone checking in from Dubai, I assume. Unless, Buster, you're already home. I know you were coming home last week. Buster, I really don't want you to come home because I like having somebody watching the show in Dubai. It makes me feel global. It makes me feel important. And if you come home and you're just in Hattiesburg, then I don't feel as important. Lynn Watson Foreman with just a bunch of birthday cake emojis. Hey, we got the cake ready? Is the cake ready? You don't have to bring it now, but the cake's ready, right?
Yeah, it's ready.
Okay, good. Yeah, that's the cake. It's not a
nice cake.
Thank you very much. Okay. Did anybody bring birthday candles?
It's not a birthday. It's an anniversary.
Did anybody bring anniversary candles?
Yeah. Let me get some from my car.
You carry anniversary candles in your car?
It was a joke.
I know what it was a joke. You don't have to say it was a joke. Buster Bone is moving to Toronto in 3 weeks. He'll still be on foreign lands. That counts. I'm counting it.
Global.
That's still another country. Toronto's almost like another country. You know, Canada. Isn't it that kind of a different country?
Canada.
Ice cream? No, we don't have ice cream. And Grace Thacker, good. Somebody asked if we get cake. Maybe that was Ginger Tuck. I didn't see who it was. No. It's just going to be just enough cake for me. Brian Sisk. I want to shout out to Brian Sisk. He's checking in from the hospital up in, I believe Brian Sisk is from Saltillo, if I'm not, I think that's right. I might be wrong. I don't know where Brian Sisk is from. I think I'm right, but I might be wrong. But Brian Sisk checking in from the hospital. Hey, shout out to Brian Sisk's wife. I didn't get your name, but Brian says you are the strongest person he knows. And shout out to you. Shout out to you. Virtually all state athletic teams, men's and women, are rated in the top 25. The only university, says Gary Fink. Well, I don't know if the men's baseball team still is. That's not a top 25 team. But I hear you. Derek Meyer says, I want to take this time to tell all the used to be Dan the Man fans that, well, that was a long comment, that I forgive all of you for the mean things you said to me. All right, Derek, thank you very much. You're magnanimous. You are a good person. All right, I don't know what magnanimous means, but I said it.
That's a big word for you.
I know, right? I need a nap after that. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
On today's show, football, basketball, some birthday wishes. Why do I keep saying birthday? It's the show's birthday, right? It can be a child.
I guess it could be.
Yeah. And what's 2-minute drill? So you ready? Let's go.
It's the More Cowbell Show, brought to you by SEC Country. And now, your host of the More Cowbell Show, Brandon Walker.
That's me, More Cowbell, the Mississippi State podcast on SEC Country. I am Brandon Walker, coming to you from the SEC Country Studios in Atlanta, Georgia. Ringing us in here on a Tuesday, we are official, and Tuesday, March 27th, 2018, 1 year removed from Monday, March 27th, 2017, when we started More Cowbell, the Mississippi State podcast on SEC Country. I told myself I wasn't going to cry, and I'm not. So, Mississippi State, this podcast has been very good to me. You fans, I got 169 people on here watching right now live. Listen, we started it out of my, it was in my living room. It was in my living room last year. This time, it was the day after Mississippi State beat Baylor to go to the Final Four. Now, here we are in the Final Four again. Here I am on the air again 1 year later. It's probably the biggest deal in the history of mankind. I'm not going to try to oversell it and act like, it's a bigger deal than it is, but it's probably the biggest deal you've ever encountered in your entire life. So, now, today on the show, we're going to talk about Mississippi State football. 2018. Will Mississippi State be known as a defensive team, a defense-first team, or an offensive team? I think the answer is a little bit of both, and that is a very, very good thing for Mississippi State. The women's Final Four is set. The men's NIT is set. Mississippi State going to New York City tonight to play Penn State in the NIT. I don't know if State's going to win that game. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm excited about that. Never thought I'd be this excited about the NIT, but I am. But I am excited about the women's Final Four this weekend in Columbus, Ohio, as Mississippi State will go against Louisville for the chance to play the winner of UConn and Notre Dame. Hey, buddy. That guy's weird. That guy is really weird. So, Mississippi State in the Final Four, all number 1 seeds. We'll talk about that. We'll have a 2-minute drill, and, hey, we'll have some birthday wishes from our friends at Bulldog Sports Radio. They were kind enough to reach out to me and say how happy they were that my show was turning a year old, and I'm going to let them have some airtime. And if you ever listen to Bulldog Radio, I want to warn you now that the videos I have, they're on video. They're going to be on this Facebook Live later, so you're going to see them. You're not just going to listen to them. So there's some unfortunate-looking guys in there. If you're weak at heart, you got a weak stomach, turn away now. So on today's show, we'll also have a 2-minute drill. Now, look at this tie. If you're watching on Facebook Live, you see this beautiful maroon tie that I got at Maroon & Company. You can get a tie like this, Maroon & Company. The best place to get Mississippi State gear. It's on Highway 12 behind Chick-fil-A. I love Maroon & Company. I get lost on maroonandco.com every night. Follow Maroon & Co. on Twitter. That's Maroon & Co. Got to write out and. Can't use an ampersand. Ampersand's a fun word to say. I always love to say ampersand. Anyway, Maroon & Co. Check them out, maroonandco.com. You can get ties like this. You can get these cowbells. Outstanding, outstanding stuff. Now, 2018 football season is coming up. Mississippi State in spring practice right now. They had their first public practice under Joe Moorhead the other day on Saturday. I think all accounts are it's going pretty well. Joe Moorhead has impressed people with the way he's coached. Everything's going right. I think the team is loaded with 18 starters back. Will this team be an offensive first team or a defensive-minded team? If in 2028 you're looking back 10 years and you say 2018, you say, boy, that was the year we had that great offense or that great defense. I really don't know. I know the defense is as loaded as it's been at Mississippi State since probably 1999. I know this team is as loaded offensively as it's been since 2014. You're talking about a fifth-year senior in Nick Fitzgerald. You're talking about a running back, Aris Williams, that run for over 1,000 yards last year. Then you've got Kylan Hill, who is probably going to be just as good as Aris Williams. You've got so much talent. You got an offensive line, 4 out of 5 starters back that was one of the top 3 lines in the SEC last year. You've got wide receivers finally on campus, 4-star wide receivers who can hopefully provide an immediate interjection of talent at wide receiver. You got tight ends who were underused under Dan Mullen, and you've got a fresh new philosophy. You got energy into this program that you haven't had previously offensively with Fitzgerald, with Williams. I didn't even mention Malik Deer coming back off of injury. Kylan Hill. And, hey, if Fitzgerald, for some reason, I'm pretty sure he's going to be 100%, you've still got Keaton Thompson right there behind him, who I think is going to be a star in the SEC. You've got as much offensive talent as you've had since 2014. You've got a new regime. You've got a new energy about your offense. You have an offense that teams in the SEC haven't seen yet. I think this offense is the most exciting one we've had in a long, long time. You take 2014 out when you had Dak and Darunya Wilson and Josh Robinson. You take that out, you have to go back a long, long, long time before you got to an offense as talented as the one that Mississippi State's going to take the field with in 2018. At the same time, on the other side, Jeffrey Simmons, best defensive lineman we've had since Fletcher Cox. Montez Sweat led the SEC in sacks last year. When's the last time Mississippi State did that? Gary Green, going to be a fifth-year senior. He had 6.5 sacks. Nobody talks about him. Marquise Spencer, outstanding. Nobody talks about him. He's great off the edge. Corey Thomas, outstanding defensive lineman, but he's right beside Jeffrey Simmons. Hardly anybody talks about him. Chauncey Rivers, JUCO transfer, rumored to be as good as Montez Sweat. The defensive line, the 2 deep, could be as deep as we've had since 1999. The linebacker level, Willie Gay is going to be a star. Errol Thompson's going to be a star. Leo Lewis looked like a star in the making his redshirt freshman season. Took a step back last year, but he's back for his 4th year on campus. Mark McLaurin quietly had an excellent year at safety. You interject somebody like Marcus Murphy in the lineup, and the defensive talent across the board is way better than anything we've had, I'm guessing, in the 2000s. Now, 2016, you had a defense that ranked 110th in the nation. 1 year later, it's 10th in the nation. A top 10 defense in 2017, and you bring pretty much everybody back in 2018. Bob Shoup, the new defensive coordinator, how does he fit into this equation? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. But I know that I have rarely felt as good about an offense, and I have rarely felt as good about a defense as I have this year. So I guess the question is rhetorical. Will State be known as an offensive team or a defensive team? I think they're just going to be known as a damn good football team, and that's going to be really, really fun to watch. What's also going to be fun to watch, Mississippi State against Penn State tonight in the NIT. I still get in the argument where people say, don't you agree the NIT run was better for this team than if they went to the NCAA tournament and lost the first game? Now, that's a pointless argument. There's no need to have that. However, I will say this. Part of your point is correct. This is a good run for Mississippi State. This is good for next year. Everything that happens is a building block for next year. This is a dress rehearsal for a really good season in basketball for Mississippi State next season. Mississippi State going to be a top 4 SEC team next year. I think they're a preseason top 25 team. Every game they go out and play, it's added experience, it's added wisdom, it's added everything. And now they get to play in Madison Square Garden on a big stage. We get to see how they handle that. Hey, you're going to have to up your preseason. You're going to have to up your non-conference schedule. You're going to have to play important games. You're going to play important neutral site games. What better way to get ready for that than to play an important neutral site game tonight in Madison Square Garden as Mississippi State plays Penn State? Penn State, a good team. They're favored. I don't know. I'm not going to make a prediction. I love the way we're playing. If we play the way we played against Louisville, we can beat anybody in the country, and I really mean that. So we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully this team continues to play selfless, team-first basketball. Lamar Peters continues to be the outstanding point guard he's been in the NIT. He has really taken his game to a new level in this tournament. If he maintains that level, State is all the better for it. Excited to see what happens. On the women's side, the Final Four is set. No. What's happening right now?
We have a question for you.
What is happening?
So
right
a coworker brought up to us that you were the only person in the office to not pick Mississippi State in the NIT Final Four.
Okay.
Would you like to explain yourself? Here's proof on screen.
All right. So I thought that was going to be at the end of the show. Nobody told me it was going to be right now. All right. So here's the thing. All right. Well, there's 4 guys in here that got together and did an NIT bracket. All right. 3 of them picked Mississippi State in their NIT Final Four. I did not. Okay, all right. Quit looking at me like that. I've been a Mississippi State fan for a long time, man. All right? I'm 38 years old. I've been a Mississippi State fan for 38 years. I know what happens when you write Mississippi State all the way across the bracket. You set yourself up for double disappointment. I just didn't want to do that. I felt like I was doing my part by sacrificing and saying, you know what, I'm going to pick Baylor. Because if I pick Baylor, Mississippi State's probably going to the final. I don't know. I just wanted to win the bracket, that's all. And I wasn't convinced Mississippi State was going to be able to win on the road. What's the big deal? It's a bracket, all right? Everybody calm down. Everybody chill out. Did Pete Scantleberry do that? Did Pete Scantleberry?
Not revealing our sources.
Look me in the face.
I'm not telling you anyway.
Did Pete Scantleberry do that?
I don't know who. Someone told me. Heard through the grapevine.
Terp, did Pete Scantleberry do that? Hannah, did Pete do it? Hey, you new girl, did Pete? Okay. All right. Miss, why was this bell ringing?
Got a little fired up out there.
I did get a little fired up. Mississippi State in the women's Final Four. I know they're roasting me on Facebook Live right now, aren't they? I'm not looking. I'm not going to look. There's no way I'm looking right now. I'll look later. Mississippi State into the women's Final Four, all number 1 seeds. I want to talk about one thing that I've heard. UConn beat South Carolina last night. Just beat them to sleep. Beat them to death. And I saw on message boards on Six Pack, on Elite Dogs, I saw some State fans saying, well, team this year. Get your big boy pants on. All right? Get your big boy pants on. And this is ironic coming from somebody who just was revealed as not having picked Mississippi State in the NIT Final Four. However, not one person in America thought UConn was beatable last year. Not one person in America thought 2-seed Mississippi State was going to even get to the Final Four last year, and they did. Not one person in America thought Mississippi State could go from losing by 60 in 2016 to beating UConn last year. Well, they did. So if you watch UConn beat South Carolina, you watch them beat Sacred Heart, you watch them beat Snuffleupagus Sisters of the Poor, you watch them beat anybody, and you say, oh, well, we can't beat them this year. They won that game by 40. Shut up. All right? Shut up. Mississippi State is a good basketball team. They've beat them before. Everybody is beatable. Everybody is beatable. If you go forth with that attitude, if your attitude came true, we never would have beat them last year. So get your big boy pants on. Mississippi State can beat UConn. We want to play UConn in the national title game. Well, let me take that back. I would love to play Notre Dame. However, UConn's going to be waiting on us. And I want to play UConn in the national title game, and I want Mississippi State to beat them. So today is More Cowbell's birthday. And as you know, I started out on a fledgling enterprise called, Dog Sports Radio or something, Bulldog Sports Radio. And they were so kind. My good friends over there were happy for me. They're happy that I'm over here and actually making money now. So they reached out to me, and I didn't ask them. And I haven't even watched these yet. So they who we got? We got Brian Haydad, Steve Robertson, and Bob Carscadden all sent videos congratulating us on this accomplishment of being here for 1 year on SEC Country. So please go ahead and roll the first video.
Hey, Brandon. Congratulations on your 1 year anniversary. I mean, it's not like you've done 2,000 shows like me and Bob or something, but I'm sure you'll get there, assuming they don't cancel you and replace you with someone more dramatic and exciting. You know, like me.
Well, that wasn't all that encouraging. Did that whole video play? I thought it was longer than that. No,
That was it.
That was Brian Haydad. It was Brian Haydad with some kind words, very kind words. I appreciate that. Who we got next? Steve Robertson. Roll Steve's video.
Well, congratulations, Brendan. It's quite an accomplishment to have 100 shows. The fact that you still have 100 shows, I think, says more about your audience than it does you, and really, who could blame them? But anyway, we can't all be second best, and I do admire your attempt at trying to be second best. It's really kind of an honorable mention attempt at being second best. And as a token of our appreciation for your most meager accomplishment, Brandon, I'd like to present to you this wonderful trophy for really accomplishing next to nothing. But more importantly, this commemorative Rose Bowl was right sticker. Seriously, congratulations, friend.
This really isn't going the way that I anticipated when I asked those guys to please send me nice messages. I do want that sticker, though. I'm not kidding. I do want that sticker. And I will. And listen, you send me that trophy, I swear I'll put it right here. I'll put it right here. But you know what? Brian Haydad's a jerk. Steve Robertson can. And thank you, Steve, for dressing up so well there. That was really nice. Like you're going to parole hearing. Anyway, Bob Carskadden's going to come through for me. Bob is a nice guy. Like Brian is a jerk. Steve, you know how Steve is. Bob's going to come through for me.
All right, yeah. So I'm Bob. Apparently, we're supposed to be congratulating Brandon Walker on having a podcast, More Cowbell, for an entire year. Can you believe the massive head on this guy? And I'm not talking about that gigantic empty meat sack sitting on top of his shoulders. I'm talking about the inflated ego of a guy who thinks anyone cares that he's done a whole podcast for a whole year. If I wanted to listen to a crappy podcast from somebody from Georgia that no one likes anymore, I'd check out What's Cooking with Paula Dean. Brandon, get over yourself.
Wow.
Shut up. That was troubling. That was something. I want to thank my friends at Bulldog Sports Radio for being so supportive. And truly, it's just a gigantic accomplishment to be here for 1 year. Hey, listen, where's my cake? Let's have some cake. All right. Got a cake. They ordered a cake for me. I'm so excited about it. This is a honey bun. This is a honey bun. It's a honey bun from the vending machine downstairs. I mean, I'm gonna eat it. Yeah, I'm gonna eat it. I'm not gonna hate on it. I'm gonna eat it. But this is the cake. Landshark, this is the. Stop talking to the new girl. Is this the cake? This is the.
Courtesy of the Shreking crew. Congrats.
2-minute drill. 2-minute drill. As you can tell, we're not really taking this all that seriously. I got Facebook Live people that are saying, like, hey, quit being mean to Brandon. Hey, we're not really taking this all that seriously. 2-minute drill. Where is it?
Having a tough day out there.
Number one, shut up. Number one. Can we go ahead and crown this Mississippi State women's basketball team the best team, regardless of sport, in school history? They have reached the Final Four for the second straight year. Can we go ahead and crown this team the best team in school history? Now, obviously, we want to win a national championship. But the accomplishments they already have, 2 straight Final Fours, a national championship game appearance, an SEC title. Can we go ahead and crown this team the best team in school history? Jay Hammer says, I don't think so, but Jessica Elm Bosley says, yes, 100%. Vera Tucker, hey, Vera, I've never seen you here. Yes, crown them. Wayman Hodge says, not so fast, my friend. Yes, you can. That's 2 answers. Yes, they are awesome, says Jennifer Tipton. Wade Glass says, in my lifetime, yes. Willie Harris says, yes. Nice honey bun, says Alan Smith. Thank you very much. Thank you. Oh, no, you're talking about this. Okay. I thought you were talking about. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Is there a doubt they are the best? I don't think so, Kyle W. Fogarty on Facebook Live. 85 Diamond Dogs is the most talent ever assembled on a team. Yeah, but they didn't really accomplish as much as this team has. They didn't accomplish. They went to the College World Series in 85, but this team's done it 2 years in a row. I think you got to give the nod to this team. Vera Tucker live in Chicago. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Randall Collins will close us out on this one. Best I've ever seen. These ladies are special. And if you couldn't hear me yesterday, because I know we had audio problems, that image of those 5 girls walking will live on forever in my mind. It should be on the side of the Humphrey Coliseum. It should be a screensaver on everybody's computer. It should be in every Mississippi State fan's. Every little girl who's a Mississippi State fan who is in a Mississippi State family should have that on her wall. That picture is amazing. It was unbelievable to see those 5 girls walk to the free throw line at the end of the game where they went to the Final Four arm in arm. That was fantastic. Number 2, if you had to go on a cross-country road trip with anyone in the Mississippi State universe, could be a coach, could be a player, could be an announcer, could be anybody in the entire Mississippi State universe. If you had to go on a cross-country road trip trapped in a car with one of those people, who are you going with? Who are you taking?
Fred Smoot.
You and Fred Smoot.
Love Fred Smoot.
Y'all look. Yeah. That would be something. He would. If you started in Georgia, he'd kick you out by the middle of Alabama. Can you post the picture? Did we have the picture yesterday? I don't remember the picture.
Where can
I we had problems technically yesterday.
You need me to find it?
No.
Okay.
I don't need you to do anything.
Thank you for not making me work more.
Buster Bones says a young blonde I met at the landing in 1982. That's Jackie Sherrill, Jack Crystal, Blair Schaefer. I'm going with Joe Lee Dunn. He doesn't wear socks. You want to be in a car for 4 days with somebody who doesn't wear socks, or 5 days, however long it takes to get across the country? How long does it take to get across the country if you just go straight? More than 4 or 5 days, right? The videos of insults were not quite as bad as the baseball team. Yeah, okay, so Brian Haydad's video was okay. Steve's video was okay. Bob's video was unbelievable. Bob killed the game there. I'm going with Brandon Walker because he is Mississippi State University. That's my guy. Adam McBrayer, that's my guy. Somebody said Andy Cannizaro. Yeah, that would be adventurous. That would be adventurous. Of course, you'd have to stop for 3 or 4 days in Gainesville. Victoria Vivians, Bully, Mac McBrayer just going with a dog. That would be fun. Mac McBrayer, how many answers do you get? What else we got? Number 3. What is your dream car? Terp, Landshark, you guys want to come in on this one? What's your dream car?
I'm going to go white Range Rover Black Rims Sport Edition.
White Range Rover Black Rims Sport Edition.
Yes.
You boring person.
That's what I don't want like a Lambo or Ferrari.
What's a Lambo? Is that where the Packers? That's where the Packers play, right?
Lamborghini.
Oh. What about you, Landshark? What about you?
She said yes. I don't know what that means.
She said yes.
She's just nodding her head yes.
It wasn't a yes or
nice
no
dream
question.
Car.
Yeah, she went to Ole Miss, everybody. All right. Who we got here? BMW Z4, a Batmobile, a 1972 Mustang, 68 Shelby GT350, a Bugatti, Dodge Challenger, Porsche 918 Spider, wow, 67 Chevelle, 68 Camaro, maroon Ford F-150 with MSU on the hood. That's Betty Anderson's rolling. I like that. 69 Pontiac GTO, 67 Shelby, 69 Candy Apple Red Mustang. Wow, a lot of 60s. What, you got one now? Okay, way to go. You're very quick on your feet.
I own a 65 Candy Apple Red convertible Mustang.
Time out.
It was her grandfather's.
See, you can't hide money, all right? You can't hide money. She says she owns a 65 Candy Apple Red Mustang. Get out. No, you know what? Hold on. Let's have this conversation. You're sitting there going to all these private schools in Atlanta, then going to Ole Miss from Atlanta to Georgia, got this 65 Mustang. You over there go to Greater Atlanta Christian. You spend a week in Turks and Caicos, even though you make about $4 an hour here, and I'm sitting out here with 4 kids driving a minivan 2 hours to work every day, and I'm the talent around here. So number four, who is the best Sports Center anchor? Who is the best Sports Center anchor?
SVP.
Yeah, I think it's SVP too. And I know he went to Maryland.
Yeah, Terp.
And I know he's your hero, but SVP is fantastic. And it can be all time because right now you don't really have a lot of them. But SVP, I think back in the day, Dan Patrick and Keith Olbermann before Keith Olbermann went crazy.
Stuart Scott.
But I think it's Stuart Scott. And I don't really like. I mean,
Stuart
R.I.P. But I just didn't get into him. Kenny Mayne was good. I think it's SVP though. He's really, really good. He's very good. He's the only guy that can do it by himself, I think. And it's very hard to get on a mic and do an entire show by yourself and be entertaining and engaging and witty and handsome. It's very hard. I mean, I know some guys that can do it, but not a lot of people can. Stuart Scott, Kenny Mayne. Yes, Stan Seariddle. I got that out of my system. Old game day crew. All right. Number 5. If you were made president of the NCAA tomorrow, what's your first action? What is your first action if you're made the NCAA president tomorrow? What's the first thing you do? I know what I do. I'll let you guys answer for a second. I know what I'll do. I got it all planned out. Nobody has an answer yet. Everybody's thinking.
What's your answer?
What's my answer? I would immediately reopen the investigation at Ole Miss, and I would give them probation. I would give them probation until the year 3000. I would give them a 907. Well, math is tough. I would give them a long probation. Thomas Loftus says I will give Ole Miss their rightful punishment. Randall Collins says Ole Miss gets a death penalty for cheating. Jeremiah Buddy says disband the law saying players can't get paid. Replace the basketball refs. Lynn Rhodes Gilmer. Fantastic. That might be the best answer. Death penalty for the school up north. Give Ole Miss more penalties. Death penalty for Ole Miss. You guys are bitter. You shouldn't carry that grudge. Man, oh man. Hire new refs. Put Ole Miss in the MHSAA. No, I don't want Ole Miss in the MHSAA. You think that'd stop their cheating? They just win 4 or 5. You know what? If you put Ole Miss in the MHSAA, they'd be Sal Panola, recruiting players to Batesville. You know what? That's another conversation for another day. Shut down the school up north. Well, that's just mean. No, we put them on probation, and then watch them slowly fade. Landshark, you doing okay over there in your candy apple red '65 Mustang? Yeah, whatever. Money bags. All right. And what are you laughing at? I spent a week in Turks and Caicos. I don't even know where that is.
Caribbean.
You know where I spent a week? Amory, Mississippi. Amory, Mississippi.
Vacation there.
I bet you do.
Sounds awesome.
It's where the last American Idol is from. Trent
you still watch that show?
I don't know. It's back on, though. Did you know Katy Perry's making $25 million to do that show this year?
Really?
And here we are.
Here I am.
Here we are. All right. That's the 1-year anniversary. We'll be back tomorrow with the 2-year anniversary. At least that's what it feels like. It feels like this was a very long show. But until next time, I appreciate all of you showing up and watching this show. On the podcast, I'm dropping you off now. On Facebook Live, I got about 10 more minutes with you. We'll talk about whatever you'd like. On the podcast, my name is Brandon Walker. You've been listening to More Cowbell, the Mississippi State podcast presented by SEC Country. I don't hear it.
I don't hear it either. I don't know what's going on. I'll add it in.
Yeah, that's why you're the best. That's why. Question. Company etiquette. Do we have a rule about eating honey buns on the air?
Don't get it on the desk.
Just don't get it on the desk
Yes.
or the mic.
Yes.
But I can eat it.
Sure. It's your birthday.
It's not my
My
birthday. My birthday's in April. John David Sweeney says, I miss you on BSR. You are so much better than Brian Haydad. High five. High five, John David Sweeney. Is Landshark still winning the bracket? Oh, God, no. No, she was done. The day after she bragged about winning the bracket, she was done. I got close. If Duke had won, I would have won it, but Duke blew it to Kansas, and Malik Newman scored 90 points because, of course, Malik Newman cost me that much money. No one wants to see Shrek eat a honey bun. That's not true. We could take a poll. UConn is going to be scary tough. Yeah, they were scary tough last year. They beat everybody by 30 and 40 and 50 last year, and we beat them by 2. Yeah, they're going to be good. They're the best team in the country, but they're beatable. I bet Landshark picked MSU in her bracket. She didn't. She was the NIT bracket, very exclusive club. And listen, we 4 guys got together and we said, let's do an NIT bracket. One of them's a Penn State fan, one of them's an Alabama fan, one of them's a Missouri fan, one of them is me. And 3 of them picked Mississippi State in the Final Four. But I know what happens when you pick Mississippi State in the Final Four. They never make it. Trust me, I remember 2004. We must focus on Louisville first. I'm not playing. I'm not playing. I don't have to focus on anybody. But, yeah, we got to get past Louisville first. If you were athletic director, please get a great baseball coach. I think John Cohen can get a good baseball coach. I trust that he can get a good baseball coach. So this is going to be a lost season. This is going to be a season that nobody's going to really care about. Does Landshark have a boyfriend? No, she does not. She has a fiance. They're getting married. When are you getting married? July? Where are you getting married? St. Simon's Island. Mm-hmm. Ain't that about right?
Yeah.
You know where I got married?
Mississippi.
I got married in the back of the Hardee's on Highway 45 in West Point, Mississippi. I got married right next to the fry machine at a Hardee's.
Sounds lovely.
It was nice.
Probably got some good fries.
I did get it. It was fresh out of the fryer. Why don't you keep looking at your phone? Are you leaving? Okay. Everybody chill out in there. St. Simon's Island. I went to a wedding in St. Simon's Island once. I wasn't even allowed to park at the facility. I had to park in Brunswick. I had to walk across. Had to walk across the bridge. Ever envision a day where listeners will be able to call into the show? Ryan McMichael. No, I don't think so. I don't think this model is for that. I think I would be good on a show that did have callers. See, I would love to host a show in Mississippi. Like, if Bo Bounds ever goes on vacation or one of those awful Ole Miss guys goes on vacation on that channel, let me go sit in for a week and talk to callers on the phone because I have no filter. I'm not going to say, oh, well, that's a good point. No, that's stupid. What's wrong with you? I'd love to be able to do that every now and then. Louisville is small. As long as we keep it in the paint and don't turn the ball over, we'll be just fine. Danny Carl. Play our game. I think we'll be fine. Tierra McCowan can't get foul trouble. We can't miss, 18 threes like we did against South Carolina. We're okay. We're 36-1. We're the better team. Ask her if you were invited to the wedding. Bobby Strickland. Hey. Hi. Am I invited to the wedding? That doesn't look like. Look at that face. That's one of those faces like, you're putting me on the spot here. Not really. No, you're not. No. So that's a hard no. It's a soft no.
No one got invited from the office, so.
No one got invited from.
No,
you didn't get invited.
Like any of us, no.
Are you going to be in Turks and Caicos that weekend? Are you going to be in the
Probably.
Virgin Islands?
I think I'm going to move there.
Going to move there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably could.
Mm-hmm.
Jerk. All right. How far did you have the girls going in their bracket? I had in my bracket. I had the Mississippi State women winning the national championship. I had them winning the national championship. So you can't say that I'm just a negative Nelly because I'm as positive as it gets. Everybody else is the negative one. I'm positive when it comes to Mississippi State sports. How long have you been married? Well, these are some interesting questions today. We got some real personal questions from Jeremiah Body today. So I have been married I got married on Veterans Day 2006. So I have been married for 11 years. This will be 12 this year. 11 years with 4 kids. 11 years with 4 kids. I'm just going to lay my head down on the desk and think about my life and all the decisions that led to it. No, I love my wife. I love my kids. Very happy. We are so close to a national championship, and we are MSU. You know the anxiety. Mac McBrayer. Yes, it is terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. The only thing worse than winning a national title is the lead up to it. What about Loyola Chicago's run this year? Wow, it's been incredible. Been incredible. I love when an 11 seed, I love when a lower seeded team does this. Nobody on Twitter really gave me, like Gene Swindle hasn't answered. Loyola has Sister Jean. Why can't we put Gene Swindle in a nun's outfit and call him our Sister Jean? Why can't we do that? We need our own Sister Jean. Had to be a holiday so you couldn't forget the date. Danny Carl, on top of things. On top of things. Grace Eckergood, you said you have 8 kids. It changes every day. It changes every day. Thoughts on possibly losing Peters, both Weatherspoons, Holman, and Perry to the draft in 2019. So you would have Holman and Quindary as seniors. You would have Peters as a junior. You would have the younger Spoon as a sophomore, and Perry. I don't think you're going to lose that much. I don't think you're going to have enough room on the team for that many players to play well. I think Nick Weatherspoon's a 3-year player here. I don't think he's an early enrollee. Reggie Perry's the wild card. He's a McDonald's All-American. He's probably planning to stay for only 1 year. So we'll see. We'll see. One of the main reasons MSU ladies is the best team ever at MSU, they're still winning, and next year looks the same. Willie Ayers, I don't know if next year looks the same. It looks like a reloading year. It'll still be pretty good. It just won't be as good as this year. I don't think we're a national title contender. We might be an SEC title contender. Bonnie Williamson Gable, Terp, do you know why Brandon hasn't mailed me the shirt yet? Does he not like me anymore? Bonnie, I'm sorry. Just been busy. I'll get that out very soon. How many of the girls go to the WNBA? I think Victoria Vivians and Tiara McCowan eventually both have careers in the WNBA. I think that's probably it. Next year we will have a big drop-off. I'm not sure if it'll be a big drop-off. I mean, you're replacing 5-star or 4. You're replacing these girls with 5-star talent. The girl from Olive Branch, the transfer from UConn. Actually, I don't think she'll be eligible next year, but you've got 5-star talent waiting in the wings, and he's got a recruiting class of 2 or 3 5-stars this year. I mean, he's recruiting it. He's replacing these girls with incredible talent. When your kids become teenagers, you understand why some animals eat their young, says Danny E. Pinter. Yeah. I realized the other day my little girl's 9. She'll be 10 this year, and teenage years are right around the corner.
Were you talking to me
That's
a couple
terrifying.
seconds ago?
No, I was not. Absolutely not. Never. Let's go to practice this week, Brandon. Michael Brown. I don't know about this week, but next week I can. My kids will be on spring break. I'm going to Mississippi to do some crappie fishing. Going to hang out on Truman Creek Road and Phoebe and all those places. Is McCowan gone? I don't know, Joel Edwards. I don't know. I just don't know. Landon Miles says that was very dark. What was very dark? What did I say? I never have any idea what I said. All right. It's 12:30. Land Shark, how you doing? You hungry? Well, let's all get in the Mustang. Go over to Fogo and eat lunch. One of you two can pay for it. Sound good? Good deal. All right.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah, no? Nothing. Okay.
A little late there, sorry.
Yeah, that was a little late.
Mm-hmm.
I'd already moved on to the next thing. Until next time, I appreciate all of you showing up. I appreciate everybody talking to me. I appreciate everybody. Listen, for real, I made fun of this 1 year thing. It was just all a big joke. But listen, we actually have been here a year, and we keep growing and growing and growing, and they keep adding and promoting me because of how well you guys pay attention and how much you show up and how everything is working out. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. We're going to keep doing this. Going to keep having fun. Until next time, my name is Brandon Walker. You've been watching More Cowbell, the Mississippi State podcast presented by SEC Country.